to Nebraska now. Defensive lineman Dylan Behrman, a late commitment to the Huskers. He was down to Nebraska and Kentucky, and he's a very, very highly thought of guy. Fourth-ranked player in the state of Louisiana, top 125 nationally. He joins an overall class that looks like this as the Nebraska Cornhuskers are trying once again to build off the momentum of another winning season for this program, which they had last year and this past year for Matt Rule. Take a look at Danny Odom. He comes to the Way Howard from Orlando. He had some big-time offers. Yeah. Ohio State wanted him, Oklahoma wanted him, but he chose Nebraska.
This was a huge get for Nebraska for all those reasons. You think about who was recruiting him, and this is a guy that I think can be a day one player that can step in as soon as he understands everything that's going on. I really like the way he's able to play the ball in the air, one thing, but also be able to keep the receiver in front of him. His ability to change gears, changing directions is a big part of what's made him so special, and one of the reasons so many people were recruiting him. You just see his ability to redirect the wide receiver at the point of attack.
Yeah, Claude Mpuma, very, very interesting recruit with a lot of upside. Didn't play football at all until his junior year of high school. This is him at Chicago Phillips, then transferred to Mount Carmel and played his senior year and was really outstanding. You could see the light really start to come on. 6'7", 320 pounds, has all the tools, and that development is headed upwards.
The transfer portal, maybe the next quarterback for Nebraska, Anthony Calandria.
This will be his chance, right? You think about what's happening in the quarterback room right now, and you talk about a guy that's gone out and he's done some things. He's been productive already. He's going to have every opportunity. And you think about a team that needs the quarterback to be able to run and maybe extend things with his legs. He brings that to the table. Gilmore, another player that I think when you think about who they are at the wide receiver position at UCLA, he was able to make some plays. This gives him an opportunity to really step up and be the top receiver. Can he do that? But this is an offense. As you look at it, they want to throw it around. We talked about that before, but can they take care of the quarterback and be able to get the ball down the field to a guy like that?
Yeah, Brendan Black comes over from Iowa State. Interior offensive line was a big need in the transfer portal for Nebraska. They got him on a visit. He was supposed to visit South Carolina after they got him committed, and I think he's almost certain to be a starter. New offensive line coach there. They want to establish the run game. They want to be physical. He does those things. 30 starts for Iowa State, so a ton of experience coming right into that room.
Remember, back-to-back winning seasons there in Lincoln. That's the first time they have done that in a decade. From Nebraska, we turn our attention to a different shade of red. It is the Rutgers Scarlet Knights with a pretty nice recruiting haul. Top 40 ranked class for them. Dazier Carter is the top recruit. He comes from Virginia. He's a wide receiver, 4-star player, top 300 in the country, regardless of position. And Howard, I just asked you about someone maybe being the QB answer for a program. This is Dylan Lonergan, a QB from Boston College, who might be the answer for the Scarlet Knights.
They'll be looking for an answer, right? Starting quarterback, they don't have one right now. So what will he be able to do? What does he bring to the program? I think when you think about it, he's going to be a tough quarterback that can make all the throws. Really, I thought did a nice job when he had his opportunities at BC. But this is a chance for him, again, a new leash on life. And that's a lot of things that what we're starting to see with some of these quarterbacks having to be in a different room, but they bring that leadership to the table, which is important. Dukes is another one. Michael Dukes, you think about being able to make plays, right? Where does it all start? You need to be able to run the football. Rutgers really struggled this last year at being able to run it. And yes, it had something to do with the offensive line, but I think it also had a lot to do with what was going on in the backfield. They've now made a concerted effort to want to be able to run the football, and I think he gives you the type of ability to hit those big home runs.
Yeah, Dazier Carter, big recruit for them, a 4-star guy, a guy who frequently found the end zone in high school, can play outside, can also play in the slot. I think that might be where he lines up initially, is in the slot. He can make people miss. Really, really polished guy with excellent ball skills as well, but a big-time recruit who had offers from all over the country. And then I think this is the kind of guy they need to hit on. Cameron Green, a developmental type offensive tackle, big frame, 6'6", 6'7", 315 pounds, in-state kid who they found, recruited, developed. There were a bunch of schools that came in to recruit him, North Carolina, Boston College, Pitt, able to keep him inside of the state of New Jersey. And these are the types of big guys that they need to develop if they're going to continue to have success in the Big Ten.
This fall will be the beginning of the 19th Greg Schiano season at Rutgers if you combine his 2 different head coaching stints.